takes a little bit to go live. Okay. Just got to paste the link for the YouTube's live. So hello, everybody, to the Node.js Community Benchmarking Meeting for February 26, 2018. We're going to follow our standard agenda, starting with announcements. Is there any announcements people want to share with the rest of the team? Take that as a no. So let's move on to the issues that are tagged with the benchmarking agenda from across the repos. The first is the web tooling benchmark. So Benedict, do you want to lead the discussion on that one?
I just created a new one, 206, on the benchmarking repository.
Let me just update it there. Okay. I'll update the minutes there with that guy.
So the issue is, what do we do, or how do we benchmark tools and libraries like STD, ESM, or other things? So the web tooling benchmark, one goal is to also run in the browser, and ideally in all shells as well. That you have really an easy way to compare how different engines perform on this, even engines that don't run in Node, like SpiderMonkey or JSC. And so tools like ESM or other things that are Node specific don't really fit into this. Also, we cannot include Webpack fully because Webpack is completely based on async await, and the shells don't implement the microtask queue consistently. So specifically, Edge doesn't even pump the microtask queue before it goes back. So not Edge, but Chakra core. So it just doesn't work correctly there. And the same for, what was the other one? The Rollup. Rollup is also only offers async await based APIs, so async APIs. And the only way to test this is to really either have Node or have the browser, but the shells don't work. And even in the browser, it doesn't work reliably because of differences in how the tools expect the microtask queue handling to work, especially with the interaction with the event loop.
Right. So my first thought is you're saying that like the web tooling benchmark wants to stay sort of JavaScript neutral or whatever.
Yeah. It should focus on the engine. So that's the whole idea. Right.
So, but then if that doesn't cover all of the aspects that we should be covering for web tooling, it sounds like we need a second one, which, maybe can run in fewer places, but covers those other pieces.
So Matthias also brought up another point, which is a library like STD ESM, not technically a web tool. Actually, it's not at all a web tool because it's an extension for Node. So I think we are just missing something in between that also allows, or that also covers specifically things for Node.
Right. So ESM is like so it's module loading. Right.
So it fits into the.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it fits into the category of loaders, runtime transpilers, and source code instrumentation. So code coverage, or like what Wallaby.js does when it's running inside VS Code or another editor. It will real-time instrument the code and then execute it.
Right. So I guess I'll go back to, we just need another benchmark which would cover these things. And whether, but it sounds like from what Benedict's saying, it's not necessarily a web tooling benchmark, it's something different from that.
Yeah, it's like Node tooling benchmark, maybe.
Yeah, it fits in like people that write stuff for web tools can use these things, but it's a broader category, I guess, or a different category, because it's more runtime specific. Something that's executed repeatedly over and over again.
Right. Okay, so, that sounds reasonable to me. So it's just a matter of, okay, we need cycles to actually go off and build something like that if we think that that's, important and we want to run it every night.
Yeah, I think it should run overnight and it should be on the Node repository ideally, because It's tied to Node. Maybe we can just move it into the benchmarking repository directly.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, most of our other benchmarks, like the scripts or the simple ones, are just the code. In some cases are just there. In other cases, there's scripts that then pull in the other pieces. But yeah, if we write one ourselves, that seems like the natural place for me as well. I guess the question is, do we have somebody who's got interest and time to start working on that kind of benchmark?
I'm not sure what exactly we need. So we do have some cycles, not a lot of cycles though, but if it's just creating the script. I mean, we could take what John has already, the pull request for the web tooling benchmark, which already has a runner for ESM.
Okay.
And I think you said you had a Lodash benchmark already. And even if that runs for long, that's also fine now.
Yeah, I could tweak the Lodash benchmark to make it a little bit more portable. That one runs in browsers and multiple engines too, so I can scope it down.
Okay, so basically, could we do even something like clone the framework that's running the existing web tooling benchmark and move that plus the pieces that John already has into the benchmarking repo, and then we have a new benchmark covering those particular use cases and a place to add more that fit into that category?
So the framework for the web tooling benchmark is benchmark.js. So okay. John's framework.
There you go. So that sounds easy.
That sounds easy. I guess there's not a lot that the web tooling benchmark adds around it. The main thing that we add is this Webpack configuration to generate the individual bundles for browsers and shells. And that we won't need here.
Okay.
So I think we need to spawn different node processes though, since if you load ESM once, then it will be in there forever and screw the other results of the same process. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you can load, depending on how you invoke it, it's its own thing. It doesn't hijack the central loader, but that doesn't mean that that other things won't. So like, for example, Babel register does hijack the central loader. V8 compile, the package V8, is it V8 compiler cache or V8 compile cache? That hijacks the global loader too. So things like that you'll want to isolate. So it wouldn't be bad to isolate because other projects do tap into that global loader.
So that would be run.js that just spawns node processes and takes time, maybe something easy like that.
Yeah. So essentially what I do for my local benchmarks for the loader is I put a shell script that executes the time before and then after executing the entire node process.
Yeah, we could even measure memory then.
Ooh. That's nice.
So, John, would you be up for creating a pull request?
Sure, yeah.
The simple script running?
Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Would it be to the same like web benchmarking repo or web tools?
No, just Node.js benchmarking. Just
okay, yeah, I can do that.
Directly in the benchmarking.
Yeah, if you look in, there's a benchmark subdirectory. So like here, I'll just paste that in the chat. So a new directory underneath there. Now I'm just looking to see require.
Yeah, I guess you just need this JSON file to hook it up to the infrastructure.
This is an example where there's a JSON file to hook it up to the infrastructure. There's a just a shell script that, basically what we want to do is run that shell script and have it print to standard out the metrics you want to report. And then we can easily add it to the existing jobs. Like it basically scrapes the output and says, okay, I'm going to extract, whatever the number is, post it to the database. And then the JSON tells you how to sort of show that and what versions to show it and stuff like that. So once we add that as well, then it automatically can show up in the charts that are published.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, if you run into any trouble, let us know. Udum's also put one together, so the two of us should be able to help you if you run into things. But I think it's pretty straightforward. So.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion on that front? That sounds like a great outcome. We'll have another benchmark covering more stuff, so that's good.
So just to scope this, you will start with ESM and Lodash?
Yes, I'll start with ESM, and then yeah, Lodash I can totally do too.
Oh, that's awesome. Then we can measure that over Node versions.
Yep.
The other thing I would ask is if you could take a look at this page, which basically covers, the key use cases that we've identified and the benchmarks we have running for each of them.
Oh, okay.
And think about, does this fit into one of those existing ones? Or have we missed a use case that we should add an entry for? But in the end, it'd be good to say, okay, this is a use case that this new one covers, and so when we look at the coverage, it's filled into this table too.
Okay, we'll do.
Yeah, small scripts. Maybe we should remove the small.
But I could see, like, if this, we have web developer tooling. I think this would fit into that, would it? Or is it something like we should have like a Node developer tooling or something that's somehow different?
I think that's what the gist was the web tooling is the one where you're web packing it and trying it in different engines. And this is more Node specific.
Right, let's see what we said in the use cases. Web developer tooling, yeah. So we can either make that developer tooling with a broader description, or a Node, or add a Node developer tooling. So think about it while you're doing it and make a suggestion would be great.
But you could use ESM also in any Node server, for example, to just load, or to just be able to use import, I guess.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it covers more use cases. It's not focused.
Yeah, it's Node.
Yeah. Yeah, also Lodash is probably found in many applications, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's think about it and whatever. Like, make a suggestion. It's not super critical. Just want to.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to slice the pie and categorize it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other discussion on that front? Or are we good?
Good for me.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Perfect.
Okay, the next issue on the agenda is footprint increase. We seem to have an increase in the footprint being reported in Acme Air, and I think in DCEIS as well.
Can you post the link?
Here is the issue. I have an exact date.
Oh. It's interesting because it affects both canary and master.
Yes. So that's the... And I think...
Yeah, that's V8 probably, but... What? Okay.
Wait a sec. I'm having trouble getting the. Uh-oh. I can't even get the charts anymore. Something's broken the charts, being able to get them.
So what is measured here? Is this RSS?
Let's see. Yeah, I think it's the resource set afterwards. But here I'm trying to get to the. Can any of you guys get to the benchmarking charts right now?
No.
Okay.
I can see it. I can see the charts, Mike.
Oh, wait. No, I see it on the main page.
On the main page?
Main page works. It's also...
Yeah, main page works for sure.
What's the link you're using?
Well, just benchmarking.nodejs.org.
Okay, so why is... I'm getting redirected.en.
This one. You can, of course, see that. I'm just looking at one of them.
Okay. Jeez.
We can go back. Acme Air one.
I just
After
got a could not be found.
Oh, you including that one?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder if
Okay.
it's something to do with Cloudflare as opposed to.
What about this one, the Acme Air for post footprint? You can get to it?
No. I'm just getting page not found.
Oh, I can see both of them.
Okay, let me try on a different machine just in case.
Do you want me to share the screen and we can see it on the screen?
Yeah, okay, that works.
Okay, hold on. So this is the Acme Air one post footprint. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
That's quite a bit of increase from 8 to master.
Yeah, but can you go to the main page? Because it seems that there's another.
You can go. Yeah.
Now scroll down. There's another one where footprint decreases. The last one, I think. Yeah. No,
This one?
not yet. Not there.
Down, further down.
Okay, not further. Note this. This is latency.
Yeah,
This
latency
one
is
afterwards.
down, but then footprint is up.
No, here.
Increased
See
too.
the last one. Note DC EIS
Yeah.
footprint after load goes down.
Not really. I mean, if you think between 8 and master, it is increased, right? The
No,
first
you're
link.
right. Sorry. I got the colors wrong. Okay. No,
Even web tooling also shows. Oh, but that's a geo main.
that's web tooling.
Yeah. Okay. So the pre is, I think, the lower or close to that. If you look at this, is the before the load. They're all lower, including the DCA, including the Acme Air. This is before load. Oh, even this shows before load. It shows higher too. Wow. After is definitely higher for sure. 41 to 69K.
And is it consistent on DCEIS as well?
No, DCIS, what we think, pre is lower or close to it. Here, pre is 39K versus 38K master and 8.
Yep.
But the post is higher for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically increased on both of our major system benchmarks.
So can we pinpoint this to a certain revision?
Right here, let me go to, while we have everybody. Where is my...
Do you want me to stop sharing? Is this good enough?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So can you guys, I mean, separately, can you guys hit the front page? I'm just wondering if it's just me or I need to open an issue about the website being broken.
No, the website works perfectly fine.
Yeah, it works fine.
Okay, so it's just lying on my side. That's fine.
Yeah. How about John? Can you see John? Yeah. Okay. So it's just you, Mike.
Okay, so that's fine. I'll figure it out from that's the best news, really. Okay.
So if you look at the date-wise, this is where it looks like a 2nd March, right? That's when it seems to be going up.
No, 3rd February. 3rd.
Oh, sorry, 3rd February. Yeah, sorry. So I can kind of drill down into that. What was approximate check-in?
Here
If that can help.
It's odd because it affects both Canary and master. And we never roll the same V8 version into both Canary and master. At least that's not what we did in the past. Maybe that changed.
Yeah, unless there was something that was backported or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm just trying to... just getting... Okay, so I'm going to get to the actual data if we can. So where is that data?
And this, let's say, same thing is true Acme also. Acme
so on February 3rd, not a lot happened in Nodeland.
Oh wow, they're so close.
At least nothing interesting in V8. So
Oh, here. This show the Acme shows right on what? 3rd January, beginning of the year. Yeah.
no, this is also right in the middle between January 11th and March 1st. Why is there March 1st?
Not the March. This is January 3rd, I guess.
No, no. It's day, month, year.
Well, March and
So it's
well,
ahead of its time.
oh, wow. No, this is a month, right? 11. Is it
No, that would
no,
be in
no, not
February.
really. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't seem to be. This is 23rd, 11. It's something.
So if I read this properly, then this is really beginning of February.
Yeah, I'm going to have to
Yeah.
do a SQL query to get the data out of the database, unfortunately.
And
Although
also,
we
like
can.
one more thing, we don't seem to have this Acme Air numbers after quite a while in February, though.
Well, there is another issue, which was the next thing on the agenda, where I think one of the things was broken. So let's see. Hold on. Was it not on the agenda? Yeah. So Udom, it's one I tagged you with. Benchmarking issues. So DCEIS, we're having failures on Canary starting a while back. Okay, let's see. See if I can find that. CI. Okay. I guess it's gone back to being green. We had failures for a while. It doesn't seem to be an issue anymore. And there's. So you're saying we don't have data for which, like, the thing at the end is that the last date is actually further out.
The Acme Air, I don't see. Yeah. So dates are a little bit kind of messed up on each graph. They're not consistent. I mean, they all supposed to run the same as part of the regular everyday run. Approximately, they should have approximately same date, other than unless they go over time or into the next day. But
well, they
this
changed.
seems to be.
They're always run the same day, but the time sequence is not going to be the same because it's spread out for a certain number of points across the whole time, right?
Okay, so some research shows that both Canary and Master are just using exactly the same code nowadays. I'm not sure why we have Canary separate, but it seems that we have exactly the same commits in both branches. So Canary base and Master seem to be, at least beginning of February, contain exactly the same commits.
That could be we would have updated V8, although Canary should be a later version, shouldn't it?
I think at least the node code is the same. I'm not sure how we roll into the new V8 version. So I think we don't commit it to Canary, but we rather check out Canary base and then push the new V8 version on top.
So Canary, yeah. So basically Master is Node Master. Canary is Node Master with the latest
V8. Right?
V8. So the node code should be the same.
Right. And since, so the V8 version in Master is old, and the V8 version, or older, and the V8 version in Canary is more recent. But we see the same regressions in both cases, so it's probably a node commit then.
Yeah, that's most likely true. So you guys don't know offhand how to get out of full screen on Windows?
Oh.
I somehow hit the button and now I can't get back to...
If you just do Alt Tab, should
Alt Tab. Okay. Okay, let me select something else. Is that going to bring me back to? It just brought up the other one. Didn't I need to get rid of the one that's keeping
Usually
everything.
escape.
Escape does
Perfect.
it?
It did work that time. Thank you. Okay. Right.
Okay,
So that would be a good point. If they have exactly the same, or they have different V8 versions on that date, it's unlikely to be a V8 change. Now, there wasn't in the issue, there was a comment from Targos in terms of the, let's go here, issues.
I mean, I can take an action item and see whether I can dig down to the commit, narrow down some commits at least.
Okay, that would be great.
I may not be able to resolve it, but let's at least narrow it down.
Yeah, once we know what it is, we'll find someone who can.
Okay. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
So if it looks related to a V8 version, just give it to me.
Okay.
And otherwise, maybe from Targos.
Okay, I will do that. I put commenting that. I guess I need to. I'll also try and pull out some of the raw data. Okay, so that's that issue.
I'll stop the share then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. The next issue is required cache perf much lower.
Oh, I have to leave, by the way. Thanks for the chat.
Okay.
And see you in 2 weeks.
Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye. So the required perf, now that one actually, if I look at it, it's really low. And this happened quite a while ago. It looks like it was like mid-November, or actually no. Almost like October-ish timeframe. Our required cache went way down. And it may be that we turned off some caching or something like that. But it seems like something we should take a look at to understand what happened way back then. But I think that's second, since it happened quite a long time ago, it's probably the other one is higher importance. So again, if I can get time to dig out some more details on specifically when it changed, I'll do that. Otherwise, we'll leave it open. Okay, so that's what was on our agenda for the, okay, sorry, no, the last agenda item is add ghost workload to benchmarking, 159.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Mike,
Yeah.
so I just need to, I think, work on it myself then for now.
Okay.
If most of the code is ready, but since he did everything, I kind of relearn and all the scripts and what changes he made, and then I'll try to issue a PR. That's why this gets ready.
Okay, so I'm just putting a comment that says Power is going to take this over. Most of the code's ready, but it's changing roles, so you won't have time to work on it.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
And I guess, is it owned? I'm gonna, yeah, it's already assigned to you. Okay. So I think that's everything that was on our agenda. So let's see if there's any questions or on the YouTube stream for people who are watching. Let's see if I can find that. I see that there are 5 people watching, but I don't see any comments. Is there a chat section I need to find? I think they usually show up. Let's see. No. So I don't think there's any questions. So let's call it a day for this time. Thanks for everybody who attended.
Thank you.
Great. And we'll look forward to that PR.
All right.
Okay, thanks. Talk
Thank
to you
you.
later. Bye.
Bye.